Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome in. We have seen potentially some big news regarding Ananta and Azur Promilia from our boy Sticks, right? From our absolute homeboy of the news reporter, the Channel 9 of gacha, okay? Self-proclaimed. And by self-proclaimed, I mean I'm calling him that. He's not calling himself that. And we are here to see what the hell he's talking about because let's keep it a buck. Our most look forward to games are probably going to be Ananta, Azur Promilia for the next year until they do come out because they are, let's keep it blunt and let's just not put it lightly, promising a lot. They are promising more than you could ever really expect, whereas you have Pal World with waifus on a grander scale, which is Promilia, or you have legitimately GTA 6 just in 3D anime character format. Both are insanely high budget, big build, new AAA mainstays when they release. That is a given unless they have some catastrophe. And we haven't had news on really either since the trailers, and especially Azur Promilia. It's been 10 months since its first and only trailer, by the way. They've done nothing since, and they've still been shown us fucking nothing. So we're gonna see what he's saying. And if you like the video as well, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're gonna get into the video too. Not to mention 6 videos linked in the description below. If you can go like it as I do and also subscribe to the boy, be much appreciated. Let's get into it. Let's see what Blood has found or what he is saying in general, okay?
Ananta, Azur Promilia, Dark Knight's Enfield. These are the 3 biggest upcoming gacha games releasing in 2025.
True.
They're releasing in 2025, right?
I don't like that. That scares me. His thumbnail did say 2026. If these both don't come out until 2026, we have nothing this year except for NTE, which, keep it a buck, Ananta has virtually killed any hype of that. And we also have Enfield, which, to be fair, Enfield's gonna be pretty fun. All right, we're gonna play a lot of Enfield. That's gonna be fun.
Right? I feel like every single month, people ask me, hey Sticks, when is Ananta launching? Well, I did a little bit of research and I might just have an answer for you. I navigated on over to Game 8, a paragon of integrity. This right here is a website.
A Japanese website for information? Let him cook?
Trust. So when I saw Ananta release date and time listed with an update on February 3rd, 2025, I knew they wouldn't let me down. Scrolling down, the very first thing you see is Ananta release date to be announced. There are currently no official announcements about a possible release date for Ananta.
Thanks for watching the video. Please like. Yeah, look, there's been no official news, but I was hoping maybe there was like some license changes or something that maybe could have been insinuated to or alluded to, I could argue. Video's not over yet. Just, yeah, early start, Sag.
Yep, there we go. There we go.
Imagine just ends.
Now, I like to believe that I have something that they clearly don't.
Right.
A brain and integrity. I am not going to make a blog post. I'm not going to go ahead and do a dedicated video without including any additional information, whether that information is confirmed, speculation, rumors.
Actually, you know, on that note, I also want to say something, and he may cover it in the video. Looking quick, fast. It doesn't look like he does. Ananta has in their Discord, in their official Ananta Discord, has put out questionnaires and surveys to become a partner for the game for creators, exclusively creators, right? So if you make content in gacha or for 3D anime games in general, go to their Discord. You'll see there's a pin. I think it's in their announcements tab or it's in their general tab. So they are at the very least early recruiting content creators, right? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that if the game is still 2 years away. So definitely not 2027. Again, this is my own arbitrary rule set, so keep that in mind, right? But haven't been wrong yet, all right? Haven't been wrong yet. Wouldn't be longer than that. We probably would get I would like to imagine at least 2 betas this year, not to mention that the game already had an offline beta in CN at the start of the year, January 3rd, I believe it was, if you really want to pinpoint the date. You can look that up on Google, put the tools in, and put that date in. There has been a lot of news come out about the game that played on the offline test because they couldn't record it for NDA reasons, that kind of thing. But the game is ambitious, to say the least. And it is, at the very least, in some level of a playable state. So we'll see some gameplay from it this year, 1000%. That's a pretty easy statement to make. First-hand gameplay will also be possible because I don't see why you'd recruit a year in advance for betas that wouldn't even be held in 2026. Or 2025, sorry. So that's worth keeping note of, okay?
I'm not going to do a video and leave you guys with JK, made you click. No. On the 24th of December,
on Weibo?
2024, the Mugen Weibo account made an official announcement. They had obtained their version number, their Chinese publishing license.
Oh, you guys know what that means. You guys have probably heard with every gacha game that ever comes out, when a license gets, when it gets stamped and approved, they give you a 12-month period to get that shit out before they renew or change it. So, maybe soon, maybe like Jan.
What this meant was that officially the game exists and the game has exactly 1 year to publish.
Yes, sir!
We know that both Azur Promilia, Ananta, and even Arknights Enfield are going to be releasing globally. These are not Chinese exclusives.
Yep.
These are not, in theory, releasing within China and then globally as an afterthought. These are all games that are being worked on within China and globally. All of these games know they do not want a repeat mistake of Tower Fantasy. Releasing in China, and then by the time it finally releases globally, all hype for the game, and the game itself is dead.
And I think that's the thing that is worth noting, that if we ever do see games that are released China first and then come to the West, they pretty much die on release every single time. Only exceptions I can think of is Arknights, because before Arknights there was nothing. It was the pinnacle gacha game at the time in terms of West. So like them having split versions on CN versus global, of course there's still going to be some hype there because there was nothing else to really play but like, Azur, Girls Frontline, that kind of stuff. And then Genshin came out and kind of changed it. If you release everything globally now, that's the new standard. Girls Frontline 2 is still seeing some success, but if we see any of these games go down the route of coming out first in CN, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible look. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they learned their lessons, at least looking at other games. Because if they do it, I'll be very upset.
That means, in theory, the game could release anywhere between today or the 24th of December 2024 and the 24th of December 2025.
I do want to also say it's not guaranteed. I believe Azur Promilia had a 1-year release date from 2024, or from like January 2024. So technically, by this same statement, the game should be out right now. And we know about Azur Promilia. We don't know where the game is. We haven't even seen nothing, okay? So it's not exactly a in-stone guarantee when you see these licenses come through. Keep that in mind. Azur Promilia is living proof of this. And I believe from what I have read online myself, providing you don't make any major adjustments to the game, you can extend over that 1-year release date time frame that you give yourself when you buy the license by a certain amount. It is somewhat arbitrary. I haven't seen any confirmations on how long it can go on for, but I've seen the rule of thumb is don't make insanely huge changes. You can keep your license past the due date. Okay, bucko? That's my understanding at least.
There are instances where after obtaining their publishing license, the publishing date gets pushed back due to changes made to the core game, test phases,
which is exactly what he says
right
now.
More recently, there have been games that have decided to, instead of releasing a full game, release a test phase before that publishing period ends, so they can receive an extension. What this means is that, sure, in theory, the game could release before December 24th, 2025, but at the same time, what they might opt for here is a full global test phase before the 24th of December 2025, and then after having undergone that test phase, they might decide to push things back, get an extension on their publishing agreement, and publish it at some point in 2026. There's been a lot of speculation as to the release date of the game. I know there are some people speculating that the date on her phone, November 29th, meant that Anata was going to release on the 29th of November.
And what I will say as well, I do find it interesting that they put dates, and so many dates at that, in their trailers. I feel like they're deliberately goading fans, right? There's no way they do this for no reason, and this is just a random date that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with nothing, right? I personally can't believe that. They're definitely trying to keep stirring up hype, even if these dates do intentionally result into nothing. They keep people theorizing, and that keeps the game in people's minds, which is good.
And sure, that might very well be the case. On the contrary, it might be the release date of the global beta test. Who knows?
Ooh.
One thing that was revealed was that they held an offline test back in January
and this is what I mentioned before as well.
2025. This test went over numerous aspects of the game. I did a dedicated video on this. Everything was summarized nice and neatly in this Reddit thread. I recapped all of this in a video, and one of the top comments left on that video were, from what I've read, Wuwa took 7 months after getting their license to release, while Zenless Zone Zero took 8.5 months, and Honkai Star Rail only took 3. But the last one had to do with other reasons, so expected to launch by July 2025. Once again, that could be totally plausible.
It could be, but I also, again, he might say it himself, I'm speculative at best to have a game released without a test phase. I feel like without having any level of beta test on a grander scale than an offline test for 20 people, it's such a big ask that they're going to hit it and no one's going to have any complaints about certain things in the game by then, right? You have to have beta tests before the game officially comes out. At the very least, that feels like the meta right now.
But it is unlikely, and I'll explain why that is in just a second.
I don't know.
Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my users who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely
I'm never going to release an anniversary
for the support.
Yeah, that's tinfoil hattie. It'll be
expected to release in January 2025. I'm sure the
2025 does sound right. Like, my only concern is it would be like December if it did come out, right? That's what I think.
Infallible Game 8 website here is no doubt going to confirm this. Scrolling down, Azur Promilia release date and time TBA. Azur Promilia is currently only available for pre-registration. No official release date has been announced. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that seems about right. Alfonso Marijuana-con, who wrote both articles. And come on, people call me clickbait. Imagine posting release date and time and then not having any speculation, not having any rumors, nothing.
That's got 'em.
They don't even have an educated guess. Looking over at the website, there is nothing here, nothing.
Dude, I guarantee you, Marijuana Man, marijuana convention, fucking Woodstock boy, he definitely made this to just garner ads to make a quick, like, $30 from the hype that this gets in the Google search engine. 100%. You're my favorite upcoming Azur Promilia streamer. Oh my god, no way, thank you. I'm going to be the best Azur Promilia streamer you guys have ever seen. I am also probably going to be the most down bad if we're going off base Azur and what that game is capable of, right? Let's keep it a buck. If Azur Promilia is anything like Azur, oh my god, this game's going to need to have different streams on different platforms. We might have to go to one of the forbidden ones, man. We might have to, like, you know, Jerkmate competitive. We might have to, like, actually start streaming on that to try and play, like, as a Promilia if it actually is as down bad as a lane, right? I don't expect it will be, but the reality that we live in where it actually could be a potential chance, and it is that gooner and that down bad, it will be legit cinema to see the crash outs of what people think about it, right? It will be really funny.
Here, nothing at all. Come on. Journalistic
Philippine streams Azur Promilia?
Azur Promilia.
I just read that in my head again. That is not Philippines. I'm not going to elaborate, but we can agree. Fuck.
Received their Chinese publishing license way back last year,
and they,
if everything
overextended
it, the game was going to release in January 2025. The 25th of January was the expiration date of their publishing license. Evidently, due to the fact that it is the 7th of February right now, something happened. Unfortunately, we have no idea what that is because their social media accounts have been completely empty until recently. They went complete radio silence for 6 months, 7 months, and then they released this little bit of info. You know what? I don't know where this was posted. It's just an image taken from the Azur Promilia subreddit with people saying, "We're so back. Let's go.
Assume
it's good to know it's not dead." Evidently, we didn't meet that January 24 deadline. I'm assuming since we also didn't hear anything about a test phase, it's been pushed back indefinitely. We have genuinely no release date.
Yeah, dude, not even to mention, if I open up their YouTube channel right now, you guys are going to see this and be like, what is going on? Also, I'm pretty sure their Western Twitter is still blacked out. And when I say blacked out, I legitimately mean that in the truest sense. Azur Promilia. Yeah, like, to show where this game is currently at, guys, their account is blacked out and never posted. Why do we The hopium that we have that this game comes out soon is like legitimately nothing short of a fucking pipe dream. This is bad, man. No presence at all. Not even an icon did. Again, this potentially might not be legit, but I feel like with 3K followers and I'm following it, I probably grabbed this from the website too, so that's a bad sign, right? And then if we go to Azur Promilia as an official YouTube channel, it is a single upload. It has one up. Oh no, sorry, it's got 2 uploads, even though they're the same upload. It has one upload, which is a 3-minute CG trailer, and then it has a 12-minute upload, which 2 minutes of it, or 3 minutes of it, is this exact CG trailer just at the very start. So, yeah, I don't know where this game is. I think their website still hasn't been updated relatively recently at the very least. Please tell me I'm wrong. I open this up into this game live right now. Could you imagine? Yeah, website has been getting some secret stealth updates. That is true and worth mentioning. But the map is typically where you notice it. So let's open up the map. Are these steps new? Nah, this guy, we've seen him before. That's not new. Southern Valley is... I would argue this looks relatively new, no? We had Jinua Cape. We had this. We had Lieb. Shalulu was day 1 as well, I think. But yeah, there's been a little bit of updates here and there on the website. But in terms of social media, it does not exist, which is a terrible look. All right, we can all agree that's a terrible fuck.
Speculated at this point, which is genuinely unfortunate because we did miss that deadline just 2 weeks ago. It would have been nice to have received some kind of update from the devs, but hey, at least they're showing some semblance of life, some semblance of activity. I'm sure they're going to update us soon, just purely based off of the fact that they've recently begun posting again. Evidently, I'm excited for both of these games.
Both games will be a huge hype. Yes, I agree.
They cannot come soon enough. If
you want to censor that?
we get
you want to censor the toes, brother? What the fuck?
On release stage test phases, you guys know I'm going to be covering them. Until then,
oh yeah,
avoid websites like Game 8. Seriously, don't give them any more clicks than they're already getting.
They're farming, brother.
Papa Sticks' videos. Hey, where do you think?
Agree, boys. And with the inevitable Sticks outro of asking us to subscribe and like, please go do that on his channel, okay? But yeah, the game's speculative release dates are still pretty bad. 2026/late 2025 is pretty much the frame we will realistically see these games. I would be pretty, like, if we're going to go off my personal opinions, we will get Azur Promilia news. I keep calling it Azur, I'm sorry. We'll get Azur news. Fuck, I said it again. We'll get Azur Promilia news probably halfway through the year, I would assume. But that being said, there is CN updates with like QR codes for them and like advertising stuff. So maybe a bit sooner, potentially March, April would be pretty cool. But my main concern is we won't get playable beta gameplay of Azur Promilia, if I was to guess, until like September. I am leaning much more into that Azur Promilia is... I don't realistically see 2026 unless it's like November, December. Oh, 2025, sorry. 2026 early would make sense. But then again, like with this license, and the way we understand this license, it sounds like they over-budgeted or like over-budgeted the time or under-budgeted the time, I should say. So it's, yeah, it's delayed, radio silence, and other than a couple niche advertisements for Promilia, we don't know what the hell's going on with it. But with Ananta, we have content creator recruitments, which is something you do, you know, to push the game for free with free marketing because you just get people to play it for you. There's been an offline test confirmed that just happened about 4 weeks ago or so now, maybe 5 weeks ago, which was received fairly well. Again, it did stress in that early, I should say, in that early gameplay that it's very unfinished and it was very bare bones. So probably will be December this year, maybe mid next year, potentially. It is going to be a big game, so they need a lot of time, right? And I'm happy to wait if they make a good product. I don't want them to rush it, have a really bad launch, and then the game never recoups that loss, right? That would be the worst case scenario, okay? So with all that being said, like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Tell me if you agree or disagree with what I am thinking regarding these games in the comments below. And yeah, if you ever want to come watch live, we are live on YouTube and Twitch, multi-streaming, usually every other day, all right? So it'd be cool to see you around here. Description has all the links to Twitch and the Discord too if you want to join that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.